Hi, this is Ian Forster. The following is a Dosthill Quarry outdoor swim briefing for newly registered swimmers by Dan Moore.
Hi, I'm Dan and this is Dosthill Quarry. We've just got one central office down here and it's just inside the shipping container with the wooden front. And what we're doing at the moment is a track and trace. So when you come down at the start of your session, if you could please give us your full names, one household at a time at the main shop, we'll get your time in. And when you're leaving at the end of your session, just make sure that you give us your full name again and we'll put your time out. This is just so that in the unlikely event anyone was to contract COVID down here or already be infected and come down here and we're informed about it, we can then inform everyone else that was in that same time slot. The normal entry point for the swimmers is just over at the far steps next to the green wall. Take into account that it is one household at the steps at any one point in time, and the steps are also slippy as well. So please use the mats provided while getting in and getting out of the water. And it is also compulsory to wear gloves while holding on to the railings on the steps. One of the rules that we have down here is positive buoyancy at the surface. And what that means is if you're wearing a wetsuit that provides adequate positive buoyancy in the water, it's not compulsory to carry a tow float. If you're swimming in skins, then it's always compulsory, but we float check everyone that comes down for the first time. So when it is your household's turn to enter at the steps, we'll give you a little bit of time to acclimatise, and then when you are ready, if you're wearing a wetsuit, we'll get you to lie on your back without kicking, without sculling your hands, while breathing in and out at a normal rate. You should float at the surface. If for whatever reason you don't, it's not a problem. It just means that it's compulsory to carry a tow float clipped around your waist, even though you've got a wetsuit on. If you've got a tow float, we have a separate tow float check for you. So what we get you to do is just tread water just away from the steps with your tow float behind you. You're then going to kick to stay up, rotate your buckle so that the orange buoy is floating in front of you, hold on to it for positive buoyancy and lie on your back. Now that just gives us peace of mind that if you were to get cramp or you were to get tired or you were to encounter any problems while in the water, you can comfortably keep yourself afloat at the surface while we come out to get you in the boat. So once you've passed the float check, you can then go off and enjoy your swim. The normal swimmer's circuit is from the steps that we've just spoken about, not following any of the set buoys that are in the quarry, but just staying roughly 5 metres away from the edge and swimming full circle anti-clockwise around the quarry, making sure that you maintain your 2 metre social distancing from other households at all points in time, especially if you're overtaking. If you want to turn back at any point you can. The only rules are if you're going the opposite way to everyone else, that you stay in a head up breaststroke position, just so that you don't bump into people doing front crawl going the normal way, and make sure you're maintaining your 2 metres social distancing at all times. The last thing for the water is what to do in the unlikely event of an emergency. In the unlikely event there was to be a missing diver, injured swimmer, or anybody else calling out for help at the surface, we may need to recall everybody that's in the water back out again. The way that we do that, if the incident is close to the front of the quarry, we'll call out for everyone at the front to exit at either one of the steps and keep the areas clear. If the incident was further towards the back of the quarry, we'd be using the megaphone to attract people's attention and then most likely be heading out in the boat while there's still swimmers and divers at the surface. In that event, we would just be getting you to move to the left or right so we have a clear run at wherever the incident is in the rescue boat. If it was due to a missing diver below the surface, we may need to recall all of the divers that are underwater back up to the top. The way that we attract their attention is using a loud audible device called a thunder flash. It's not as scary as it sounds. We light it and we place it in the water away from all the swimmers and divers. It's weighted so it sinks below the surface and makes a loud bang. At that point, all of the divers are briefed to make a slow, safe ascent to the surface, keeping an eye out for all you guys and girls at the top. All the swimmers are briefed to be aware of your surroundings if you ever hear a thunder flash, because divers will be ascending anywhere in the quarry. A good reference point is to avoid their bubbles, and again, safely make your way to the steps and keep the area clear. If you need help for whatever reason, give us a big visual for help, loud audible for help, and then lie on your back the same way that we ask you to do in the float check, whether that be in your wetsuit or with a tow float. You'll notice that when you get down here, the areas across the front of the quarry are all taped out into households. So if you do have any valuables such as towels or dry robes, if you could please find an empty space for those, and you can just put them in there and no one else will then use that space.
Hi, this is Ian again. I hope you enjoyed Dan's briefing. If you don't want to swim in disposable gloves, take them off just before you plunge in and tuck them in the neck of your wetsuit or costume. Enjoy your swim, then put the gloves back on before you use the exit handrail. Take them off as you leave the car park. Safe journey home.